It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM on this beautiful day. Good morning to Web3 with Barocco, Seth, and Mando. Tune in live at 10:30, and it's all on Rock Radio. It's a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. GM Rock Radio.
Yo, what up, Good morning, GM. When Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Osef, Mando. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Osef, you're already like smirking. You already know Mando's mic is not going to work.
Yeah, like, it's like he's called him from the playground or something. Like, what's going on there?
we can already tell.
It's been quite the morning, and then I needed to.
It was insane
a
morning.
Bit of help from OSF or something. Did nothing. Read nothing. And,
it was honestly the BTS of Rug Radio like 6 minutes ago.
You asked me to retweet something. I did.
Hold on.
You know what you didn't do.
I genuinely don't know what I didn't do. Actually,
which is that we know that you didn't do it. Anyways, man, I sent you a co-host invite on Spaces, but it's funny. You can already tell Mando's mic is not going to work because you hear background noise, and with these mics, you don't hear background noise. I could have a child crying downstairs, and you wouldn't be able to hear it.
See, now I feel like it's just not me though.
It's not. It's definitely you're not connected to your mic for sure because you're speaking into it now, and you're not coming as clear as like Ovi and I. You don't have that like radio voice coming out like that, you know. We're really, you know what? It made me feel good yesterday though that Nick and Pio said that they have problems like all the time as well. I feel like, you know, now I'm good. Like Pio said the whole thing about big radio people also always having problems. It's part of the business. So you know what? It's part of the business. Try again.
How's the mic?
It's definitely. I swear I'm not making fun of you. I swear you're not speaking.
There's a lot of background noise. I think that's the problem.
No, it's not the background. His voice is not coming out like through the microphone like ours.
I mean, this is
yes, you know.
Yeah,
see, when I tap, yeah, your mic is definitely off. It's so funny.
Select it through the through StreamYard.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's that. Maybe he's not on the broadcast of Twitter. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. He rage quit. Mando's out. Mando's rage quit. Mando's gone. But we really need him today. So absolutely chaotic, but in a good way. Morning. He's biased. I can't stop laughing. All right. So there you go. There's Mando. There's back.
If it doesn't work, I just don't give a shit at this stage.
You should. Well, it's not working, so we could count it off.
We'll just talk like this.
We'll just talk like that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mando. It will be fine. You know, we've done like 200 shows before even having roadcaster setups, so I think that we can do maybe one more. After this, though, we're definitely spending 10 minutes together and fixing it. But
I've just done. I'm done.
Oh, it's work. It worked.
It works.
Speaking to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're fine then.
It works. Now put your output a little higher, the little one notch over, always the middle bar. Boom. 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 Perfect. All right. Perfect. All right. So, so today on this show, today's actually like super stacked. So Mando calls me up like 9:30 a.m. and I'm in the middle of partnership meetings, and he's like, "Yo," we're launching Stubs today. And I'm like,
well, to be clear, you've known that, but you just forgot about it because you went on a crazy Persian New Year bender.
Yeah. Well, not bender. I had 2 glasses of wine, but great food. Did I post my food on Twitter? Oh, no, I didn't. I posted it on Instagram. I'm going to share it with you guys. But yeah, I did have the Persian New Year yesterday. So from 4 p.m., I literally shut it off. And I was with my family. So I guess I didn't get the memo from Mando saying, yo, Stubs actually launching tomorrow morning. And so this morning, I'm on a call with my team doing my thing. and Mando barges in the Zoom and he's like, "Yo, just so you know, Stubs is launching on the show today, so we should put some posts out." So, anyways, we handled everything. Of course, we're always ready to go. That's the good thing, is that we're always ready. We have the team, we're organized. You have all that fun. So today on the show, today we're launching Stubs. In order to participate in Stubs, you have to own any Rug Radio NFT, membership pass, Genesis NFT, or Face Web 3. But also, since we're collaborating between Rug Radio and DGens, because it's a GM Web3 initiative, you also have to own a DGens Access Pass. So any of those 4 NFTs make you eligible for Stubs, right? DGens Access Pass, Rug Radio membership pass, Rug Radio Genesis NFT, that's the rugs, and the Rug Radio Faces Web 3 are PFPs. Yeah, I see Michael in the chat saying yes, Stubs, because he was always like, when Stubs? Hell yeah. And so Stubs is here. So what's going to happen is during the show, we're going to give you a code. The code now is going to be for both the rug token. So we're going to make it the same, obviously. But we're going to stop making it obvious, maybe. And then, so we're done with the obvious codes. Okay. And then, but also it's going to be the code for you to go and mint your Stubs mint pass. So I'm going to show you guys in a few minutes from my screen. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to share my screen. I didn't mint one yet because I want to do it on video for you all to see how it works out. So we're going to do that later today. It's going to be super fun. And from today on, you start collecting your Stubs. Katie's going to come on the show and explain to you guys how Stubs works. So super excited for that, to just get a little reminder and refresh for everyone. But we've got some pretty cool artists lined up for the next, I think 10 to 12 weeks already. And so it's going to be an absolute banger. And here it is. So super excited to come out with that. And again, to reward, listeners for being here through Dope Art. So it looks like you're going to get free NFTs in the morning with Nick and Pio, and then you're going to get more NFTs with us, So it's super fun. You absolutely love to see that. Then DGen's NFT market report, as usual, crypto, macro, NFTs, OX Polygon. So Polygon Immutable partnership, massive. Wasn't expecting to see news like that yesterday on the timeline, but we did. So that's going to be super, super sick. So it happened. Punk's dip, Apes dip, DGOD's ordinals pumping, $2 million in volume and whatnot. So rare, our partners launch the MLB. So it looks like you're going to be able to play MLB. But on top of that, Manu and Ovi are going to be set up their teams. And it looks like, you know what? I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. It looks like I'm going to be playing the football, not soccer, football league as well, to go and kick your asses. And we've set up the Rug Radio League, so it's going to be super fun. So we'll talk about this a little bit as well. And it's going to be fun. We're going to make it playful. We have a ton of stuff to give away, from ETH to tickets to different soccer games, football games, and to basketball games, whatnot. And last but not least, today's partner of the show, Suzanne Cummings, the founder of 2K. You all know what 2K is. Speaking of sports, is going to come and talk to us about Petaverse, her newest projects that is minting, and there's a whole lot of dope stuff happening on that front. So super excited to have Suzanne. She's super nice and such a vibe. So anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Daily Market Report, brought to you by Rug Radio. Joseph, what's the word?
Hey guys, so traditional markets are pretty strong. We actually closed up on the day yesterday, and we're up again today. We're about 0.7% higher on the S&P 500. We're 0.5% higher on NASDAQ. So that pushes us on SPX above 4K. Interest rates have been very, very volatile. We were as low as 3.65 or 3.7% on 2 year. We're back out to 4.12. So they've been whipping around quite a lot. I think the big thing here is that we have the FOMC starts today. Tomorrow we get the interest rate decision. We are currently at a 85% probability of them raising, markets are at least pricing an 85% probability of them raising rates by 25 basis points. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I guess what will be more important is the communication that they give around that, whether they're dovish or hawkish. I still personally think there's some probability that they don't raise rates, that they pause rates, and there's a couple of banks out there calling for that. I think that would cause a big market rally, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. And then crypto is strong again. We had dipped a little bit yesterday, but we're bouncing today, and the bounce is primarily in altcoins. Ether's back up to Ether's north of 1800. Most altcoins on my screen are up between 5 and 10%. So we saw Bitcoin. We talked about how Bitcoin gained a lot of dominance in the last week or so. it seems like today it's given that back up with Bitcoin just below 28K and everything else higher. So will be interesting to see what happens there if the altcoins can regain any ground. But yeah, it's where we are right now.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a pump, right? On ETH. So that's why I sent you this morning. I was like, holy shit. it just ran. Do you know there's a reason why this ran, or was it just catching up to Bitcoin? Because
I don't know.
This is quite I mean, look at the leg up. Last night, some people were scared, it going at 1700s, low 17s, but then bang, just went absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. It just something happened today while I was like on my computer and I had no idea what it was, but I saw that big leg up and everything. And it really was. It's almost as if someone sold Bitcoin and bought a bunch of other things because Bitcoin hasn't really moved and all the altcoins are higher. So something has happened there, some sort of rebalancing.
Like it looks like Bitcoin dominance is like up still.
It's down. No, it's down. Look at the chart.
What's the Bitcoin dominance chart again? Like, what do I? Hold on, I had it.
I mean, I guess it's intraday, but like we're still. I mean, it's barely. I'm looking at a 1-day chart. Bitcoin was at 27,500
Yeah,
when I woke up.
Look at this. I'm just sending you a chart for a link to
Yeah,
a chart.
send it over. I'm gonna.
Yeah, pull that up. Like it's a reasonable move. It's almost 1% down.
Wow.
Interesting. Where'd you send me the chart? I got it. Trading chart. I got it. I'm gonna share it in a second here.
I'm looking at the trading view one, which is slightly different.
Yeah, that's the one Ovi sent.
Oh, I was looking at the coin market cap one.
There you go.
So now go to 1 day.
1 day. Where?
Scroll down.
Oh, there.
And then
Today.
Click today. Yeah. So you see it's moving down. That's what happened earlier today. Like Bitcoin didn't move and all the alts rallied.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. There you go. So there's that. So wait, FOMC, that's today and tomorrow. So I guess it's today and today.
It's 2 days, so it starts today, but we don't hear from them until tomorrow.
There you go. Do you know what time that is usually? Is that the 2 p.m. presser usually? Is that what it is?
2 p.m. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Eastern time press conference.
Yeah. It's anyways, I guess we could have seen that happening, right? ETH following up. It seems like ETH is still following up on Bitcoin here, but I guess we'll talk about it more tomorrow. Not much more reason for it to go up, right? It's just but it's looking good. I mean, if I'm looking at the prices right now, we're looking at Bitcoin. It's still 28K, above 28. It's pretty good if you ask me. 1817 on ETH, and did the alts move today? I mean, I was curious about Polygon Matic because of the announcement they made with Immutable yesterday, which was honestly really important, pretty big. But that looks like it's still at 115 over here. And like you guys were talking about,
the story at the moment is in the layer 2s is Arbitrum, right?
Yeah.
Like, and there's a lot of questions about whether that's going to take.
Oh wow, what just happened?
Oh
look, he's
what happened?
He's just froze. Oh my god, hold on. Let me. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. He's gonna kill us. He's gonna like literally quit the show. Ovi, you know that, right? This guy's gonna kill us at some point. Like I feel like Mando is just straight gonna like just murder us. I think we should tell him that he froze. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Today is one of those days. Today is definitely one of those days. It's bound to happen when you do daily shows. But maybe someone should tell him that shit's not working. And so, okay, he's gone from the studio. But anyways, so I guess we could all guess what I was going to say. It's mostly the same conversation that you guys were having yesterday. And so honestly, like if you're more interested to hear more about coins specifically, guys, and you want to talk about alts and, FOMC and whatnot, yesterday, Amando and Ovi with the boys, like I know we had Nick and Pierre on yesterday, but you guys went into it was like pretty, like you guys went to depth with regards to altcoins and what you guys think can happen here. So that's about that on that front. But anyways, I guess I'm going to move forward to NFTs, right? Because that's our favorite thing.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Boom. Yo. I guess we're gonna be doing the NFTs portion
Just
today.
us. Yeah.
Ovi, it's just you and I again. Just the two of us. It's so funny because Mando's the one who's been working before the show for the last hours, setting up like the Solera League, setting up his team, setting up Stubs, setting up everything, and he's the one that's frozen on the show this morning. So talk about luck. I don't know what's happened over there with the Wi-Fi. I promised Camilla no more jokes, but it's hard. It's hard, Camilla. That's so funny. So he rugged. So that definitely doesn't work. But anyways, on the NFT front, I mean, I think the main news, the main news yesterday was the dump on punks, right? Like obviously yesterday we talked about CryptoPunks a lot in the morning, and I think that's something that was bound to happen in a way. That CryptoPunks like we're gonna be heavily sold off at a point or another. It's kind of like a hot potato game going on with regards to like the blur farming and so that's what's been going on yesterday. I think the floor dropped all the way. Let me see. The floor went all the way down. I had it up here for a second. The thing is, you gotta look at wrap punks now for floor price, right? So it's 64.15. So that's about a 10. That's about a 10 ETH retrace. And rumor is actually that the reason for which the punks actually dumped Ovi. I don't know. I don't know if you heard about it.
I did see that.
Yeah, there's this it's not Machi's farming, it's actually this photo that came out yesterday from All Nick. NFT Nick, you know him better as the co-founder of Nifty Portal. He was a guest of our show yesterday. And so yesterday morning, he posted this photo wearing the 10K TF punk sweater with the CryptoPunk iPhone case. And I'm pretty sure he's also got a pendant of it. And so following that, there was a 10 ETH retracement on the CryptoPunks. Ovi, what do you make of that?
I mean, yeah, can this sort of thing cause a nuke in the floor price? Absolutely. And we've seen it in the past with like cringe dances and ETH and weird things like ETH Denver and ETH crashing. And you've seen it in NFT projects, like people pouring milk over their heads and cool cats crashing, that kind of stuff. And we've seen it. You didn't catch my digger either, which is great. And now we've just seen it in CryptoPunks too.
Yeah, I mean, look, he tweeted, "Think people will know I own a punk?" To which he's got 2.4 million views on that photo. But that is the reason why, Mando, we were talking about why punks dip tennies, and so that's the reason, right? Totally not blur farming. It's not.
No, there's no way it's blur farming. No way.
It's not people dumping 100 wrapped CryptoPunks onto Machi Big Brother. It's actually it's because Nick posted this photo. No, but on a serious note, though, so if I go on the CryptoPunks, that's the wrapped CryptoPunks OpenSea for anyone curious, by the way. It's not the other one because there was another one that shows like no listings, but that's the actual one where all the trading is going down. And so if you go to the analytics and we want to see how much, Machi owns 98 punks now. Not gonna lie, that's probably the best NFT to get like dumped on you during the farming because it's gonna age well over time. Like I'm not worried. When people were reporting this on the time, I was like, you know what? I owning 100 punks can't possibly be bad over a 5-year period, a 3 to 5 year period. At least it's different than the people that are dumping like hundreds of other NFTs on one another during the farming stuff. But that's that was the main story yesterday with regards to the NFTs. And I think there's one owner that dumped like I think 50 to 70 of them in one go. I'm not too sure exactly how many, but this is what happened. So the floor definitely dropped a lot to 64 ETH.
Where is it now? All right, 64.
Yeah, 64 ETH. And by the way, you sound sweet. And so that's at 64 ETH on Blur. Let me see on the CryptoPunks website. It's 65.50. So it's funny. You guys had to see that the moment it all dumped, you know how like obviously things move slower on the actual website. It took like hours for the gap to be filled in from the website. And it was still a 10 ETH difference for the longest time from the website. And then people caught on to it. But it looks like, look, this wrap punk thing makes me think that. Do you guys think this is the end of the punks like marketplace as we know it? Because look at this. 2,300. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing the right link. 2,349 wrapped punks on Blur. It was like 100 for the longest. It was last week when we were sharing. I'm pretty sure if we go back in the videos, it was like 100. It was like you could scroll down and it's done. Now you scroll down endlessly. Do you guys think all punks will eventually?
I think
You guys think this
feels
is
like
the end of the CryptoPunks website trading as we know it? Because I was thinking about this the other day. I think it sucks because I love the CryptoPunks website, but you know, it seems
on
like
floors. I think so because that's where
someone's saying the
liquidity
number is wrong. So someone's saying the number is wrong. I wouldn't be because see, it says 161 listed, right? So I don't think there's 2,000. I wonder how many wrapped punks there are. I'm really curious to know how many punks are wrapped into. I
I
don't
would say
think.
punks are one of the most. They were stable for a long period, but they are one of the most dangerous things to bid from. Why I say that is because, as I said on the show yesterday, there's a lot of like dormant, like wallets, like with big size,
Yeah.
like with 200 for sale. Like when we sold the apes, we were actually the fourth biggest holder of apes, and we owned 70. That wouldn't get you in, I think, in the top 10. I think for CryptoPunks.
I don't think so.
And when you start having these sort of huge bids, like you could have even now, actually, it's really fallen away. Oh, no,
Yeah,
it
to be
hasn't.
top
You
10,
get
you need to know 101 punks to be top 10. But that's on the actual website. But I'm assuming Machi's wall is obviously not
101,
here.
It's still 100 in the top
Yeah.
10. Like you could get out
Seven.
of
It looks like there's 751 wrapped punks, by the way.
Yeah, 751 wrapped punks. Thanks, G-Man. There you go.
Yeah. But you can get out of 312 of them still at 60. And I guess it's a slower process. You have to wrap them all before you can get
Yeah.
out, so people feel a little bit more safe about putting those bids in. But it does still feel as though like the average number of each ape has been through so many more wallets than each punk. I don't know how to describe it, if I could describe that.
Yeah,
well,
no, I know what you mean because it's something that 9059 tweeted out the other day, and he was showing like that there was a time where like the most amount of time a punk had ever been like flipped was like I don't know 15, 16 times, and then this one punk had done like I don't know how many hands it had been gone through within the same day, and so it's true like we're seeing this like volume / like thing happening to punks that never happened to them before.
Exactly.
Because it was happening because it was on its own marketplace, right? But now you're seeing something happen to punks that we've never seen before. This new market dynamic to them that's been added. And by the way, this is the tweet I think that you're referring to when you're talking about these stats is in the 6-year history of CryptoPunks, the most any punk ever traded in total was 16 times. In the past week alone, this attached punk traded 33 times on Blur. So that's a tweet from NFT Stats, Punk 9059. And so that's what he's talking about. So it adds this new layer of this new dynamic to punks that we've never seen before, Mando, right? And
yeah, so I think punks will go higher this year. I think they will go to 90 to 100, but there's going to have to go through all this idea that a lot of big wallets in punks have never really touched their punks, and then when you have a bid for 100 punks, as we've seen, that's tried to happen multiple times, right? They tried to take them to Sotheby's a few times, big holders.
But there's one person. I think there was one wallet that sold.
It's just one, but that is just one. You know, the top 10 all have over 100, and then I don't know how many have above 70. Does it say that on the CryptoPunks website?
Yeah, of course. Here, there's a lot that have above 70. I mean, you have no, not a lot. Sorry. Here, 15.
15. So like you see how much more top heavy it is. You just need one of that 15 again to do. I mean, maybe one got out. It seems
There's
like
783 wrap punks here per 4 hours ago per the. You can also see directly on the CryptoPunks website. Look at this, 422 punks in this wallet, bro.
If it's a bid for 300, that person might just get out.
Look at that wall. Look at this one. God damn. Some people have some crazy collection. No, you're right. I mean, this is some. But also, keep in mind, like these are some people that have held these assets for like 4 years. So, like, if you're telling me they can make like $5-10 million like this in a click,
and they're not paper handing them. They've held them for like 4 years.
This is, exactly. This is no paper handing. This is like proper like holding. Like this is like I know. Like if people thought that you guys like held long and did a good trade on your 72 apes. this is levels to this shit. This is like people have held those punks since they were free claims.
This
is like,
Yuga's the second largest holder, 422. That's Yuga.
yeah,
That's
this is
Yuga.
Yuga's wallet. This is the
Yuga's
Rap
the-
Punks. And then you have 218, you have Wilcox, which is legend. And then you have a bunch over here. But look, what's going to happen? I mean, look, you know, Machi did it for the club. He's decentralizing people's punks. And he's trying to make it some more. But you know what, though? I did go back to his tweet yesterday, and I was thinking about it. But when you think about it, it's actually, I don't think this is bad for a project that it gets spread finally amongst more people and more holders. Now, I don't think short term this is good, that whole blur farming. And it's definitely not helping. And I'm seeing a lot of criticism towards that. I'm very like in between, because I know some people are saying blur is bad for a space, but at the same time, like, I don't see liquidity being bad for the space. Do I understand that it's a weird dynamic right now with the farming and shit? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think about that? I mean, you did sell a lot of apes into that, so it's good for you guys. But in general, for the space, but you know, I don't think it's bad. If look, punks are gonna get lower. Maybe some people want to get more. Maybe like there's gonna be new entrants. I'm curious to see the amount of unique holders over time. Obviously, short term is too hard with blur farming, but I'd be curious to see how the amount of unique holders on punks do in correlation also with the floor going up over the next, let's say, like 3 months. That's what I'm more interested in than like the short term blur farming, which I have no idea what's happening with it. But it's crazy.
I only know this because we have Rec Guy as well, but
yeah,
up and from, I would say, the middle of last year, right up until the start of February, our number of unique holders on Rec Guy was going lower. And that was because it was a bear market. Bear markets mean the people who really believe, buy more. And generally over the back end of last year, and maybe even January or December, we saw more and more like actual whales in Rec Guy. People who like really, really believed and loved it and like really got involved and were very, very vocal. Since basically blur farming began, our number of holders has actually gone up. It's gone up by about 100 over that period, maybe even slightly more than that. So, and our floor has gone down over that period, but that could be because of a ton of different things. And so I personally think, if you were a whale going into the blur move, this, as I said when it even started, this like allowed you to monetize a lot of what you were buying over the last 6 months. Is that good or bad for the market? I don't know. Like those people had the guts to buy stuff when everything was terrible, right? Like people were buying all these assets when the floor prices were much, much lower. Often Rec Guy was at 0.2, for example, when we started to decrease the number of holders that we had. You can look at it in just so many different ways. Like we think it's, me and Obi even talked about it yesterday. We're just like, look, it's good. We're good. If you're a blur airdrop farmer, come trade Rec Guy. If you're not, if you want to be around for a while, trade Rec Guy. Like we'll just, whoever wants to get involved can get involved. I don't think it's good to have like a morality based thing on this. We have had our floor price has gone down since blur started, but that can be across the market because of anything. Our number of holders has gone up, which I think is generally a positive thing. But it probably also indicates that whales and perhaps more vocal people might be exiting.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe if we went through another bear market, they'd get back in again. And like, there's just positive and negative to everything that's happening with blur at the moment. Although I do think that other people maybe are experiencing it, just weren't ready for kind of what had happened, and they're trying to fight it. And I think when you try and fight this, it can, I don't know, it just doesn't necessarily come off the best. And the idea of blaming them for this and that and the other just feels like a crutch to me, rather than just like embracing, because I think this is going to be here for a little bit.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. I guess we'll see what happens with that, but it's definitely it definitely hit the punks yesterday. And so that's why the floor went.
It could be good for the punks, like you said. Like that has to happen. Those dormant wallets aren't just going to stay dormant for 20 years. Like they probably do need to.
I don't see this. Yeah, I genuinely don't think this will, like, for punks. Look, for other collections, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. For collections that are even like, at least even Rec Guy has a brand, has you guys, there's stuff happening. For the average collection where it's like you know how like some collections pop off out of nowhere and are getting farmed and stuff. This may end terrible. But for a collection like Punks, I have a hard time seeing this end like bad. Even apes, as a matter of fact. I like when you guys sold all your apes in one go, it's been unfelt. Like we're feeling it weeks later now, but and there's been, by the way, the other news on in NFTs, by the way. And by the way, I had started on the NFT segment, Mando, when you were bugged, but like the other news was also like the apes had quite the retracement, similar to Punks, where on Blur right now they're sitting at 60.8 ETH. So it's from also like quite the drop here. But again, like, you know, it's again like with the rumors again of more liquidations, whatnot. It's like we've seen the movie. I don't know. It just feels like we've seen this movie like multiple times on the show, given that we hosted daily since like or like a year now. So it's like we're just, you know,
Oh, is
I
it
don't
the
know.
Vendor stuff? Maybe I'd missed that.
I-
I mean,
so
there's
9059 tweeted something like your favorite non-event is about to happen again. And I died. And I was like, it's funny because you're right. Like that's what I was telling him. And it was just like it was just funny to see it happen again. So it's just what it is. But yeah, for Punks, it's what you said, by the way. A seller sold 55 Punks in one go. Like it's probably one of the OG guys that just like saw liquidity and he managed to catch it. Like that's it, you know. It was two sellers. One sold 64 and the other 35 at the exact same time. There.
probably one wallet.
That's it.
Probably one person. Look, I think it's one of these things where I don't know why people are blur airdrop farming with the risks that they are right now. I do think it's kind of, I don't even know what a good analogy is. Maybe it's like eating chocolate while being punched in the face. Like why would you want to do that? Or like picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. It doesn't feel like you're getting compensated for the pain that's being caused.
No.
Particularly on collections when there are very large dormant whales, let's put it that way, because they might just take the liquidity and move on.
Yeah.
So I'm so surprised that people are doing it to the extent that they're doing it.
It's intense, dude.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's here he says everyone's favorite non-story has come into play again. There are 76 apes which get triggered for Bendao auction if floor goes 10% lower. So to 66.9. So it's just the same thing happening again, and it says 60.8. So it's the same like story all over again. Look, like we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens on that front, right? With regards to Punks, apes, and whatnot. But that was really it. I mean, besides that, like if I was sharing the DGens screen earlier, you know, it's not much going on. V1 Punks are up because they were also getting a lot of farming going on.
Exactly the same game.
Yeah, heavy metal boxes are doing good because we're waiting what's going to happen at the end of March by apes. So that's obviously Mecha apes are in the next 9 days, obviously, because March is coming to an end. Azuki's performing well. Mutants are holding above 13. So it's just like, that's about it. The rest, like birds, cats, doodles, clones are still like kind of in that struggle zone where they were at last week. And then you have, you know, all Yuga assets are holding up pretty well besides that dip in Punks and apes that, you know, we'll see what happens there. And then that's it, man. Like it's really we saw this retracement in the whole Jack Butcher ecosystem, which is obviously normal, but I'm sure that's not the end of it. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of things happening and that's gonna happen on that front. But that's really about it. I mean, you guys are still holding in that ETH region, so is Sappy Seals. Like there's some projects that, you know, MFers, like it's the same thing. You know, it's the crews of projects that are like holding
same crew.
Literally, like you guys in the Sappies are like, you know, holding up like always the same area, and then you have like the other one. Like now you have doodles, clones, and like moonbirds that are in that one group, and then you have like Azuki and mutants together, and then you have punks and apes. Like it's funny, but I don't know, that's what I've noticed. Like talking about this every single day with you guys since 200 something days. so that's pretty so that's that. But anyways, in other news in the flip side though, I don't want to go over this too long because I see Buster join us on Spaces and definitely want to talk about what we've got coming up, what we're gonna sub today with Sawyer. But ZK Shark, which is obviously you know, he's always been part of like the DGods NFT ecosystem, and he's the one running pretty big on the ordinal stuff, and he's the one running the OTC desk for DGods. And dude, those things, they went 3x after mint. So the mint price was 0.333 Bitcoin. to which, they were getting a lot of pushback on the timeline, but the floor is now 1.1 Bitcoin floor. 15 minutes ago, that was tweeted out. So Chartful Monkey and Frank and him are running a desk. I gotta give it to that man. Like those OTC desks, it's pretty wild how they're running it on Airtable, and they're actually running a good one. And it's been I read into it yesterday a little more, and it's just crazy the demand that they're getting on there and the volume. It says the D desk has cleared over 2 million USD in volume. The current floor is 1 Bitcoin. And that was yesterday, which is obviously 1.1 Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys looked into that, but it's pretty wild.
I haven't looked into it at all. So am I right? Are they liquidity providing in this, or like what are they doing?
It's a trading desk using a spreadsheet like Airtable, and it's just like, and they're just OTCing everything. So there's people put their bids into the sheet, and then like people put their asks in the sheet, and there's people that in the middleman of it, like literally running like TradFi, like old school days. Like
they're a broker. They're just a broker between.
Yeah, it's like literally it's literally like picture like Wall Street floor 70s.
Do they take a cut?
I genuinely don't know how we could have ZK come on the show tomorrow morning and explain to us for five. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna do that. You know what? Let's do that. Let's have ZK come on the show tomorrow morning. He usually listens in as well, but let's have him come tomorrow or this week. But this is what it looks like. It's a sheet, and there's asks bid on all of them, and there's people in the middle launching it. So it's it's pretty cool. I gotta say, like, it's got this, like, I know it's Bitcoin. It's like OG desk trading, like people putting. It's got, I don't know. I like the nostalgic vibe to this personally. I'm not saying buying DGOD on Bitcoin for 1 Bitcoin because it was 0.3 Bitcoin on launch like last week. But what I'm saying is, like, I like this. Like, I think it's cool that they're doing this whole thing. And it's DOTC explained, and look here, explain. They have a server for it. There's 2 channels, a buy and a sell channel. And they've done well, like, explaining everything. Now, people can say what they want and think what they want about this. I'm not giving my thoughts on DGODs and what they're doing at all. I'm just saying, like, the way they've gone about this launch is perfect.
Yeah, I would like to know. We're from that world, so see what they're doing.
That's definitely like down your alleyway. And I think you guys would kind of like the way they're running it. So it's pretty funny how they're running it. So we'll have ZK. We'll send ZK a little DM and have him come on the show on video and show us tomorrow, maybe behind the scenes, like how it works, like on the trading desk for DGODs and whatnot. But anyways, let me look back here. What we got? We got So Rare. So every Tuesday, last week, for the listeners that were around, we told y'all, like, Rug Radio will be partnering with So Rare. Obviously, launch a whole new show with Buster, who's on stage with us on Twitter Spaces, as he will be every Tuesday as well. And so we've launched a whole new show, and Buster had a dope guest this week. I think Buster, first week was me. Of course, that's hard to follow, right? But then I'm playing. But then this week, you had, what was it? Jesse was the co-founder of the Nelk Boys, the one who's not part of him anymore, right?
Yeah, Jesse.
That's a rare interview.
Yeah, I think this was his second public interview since exiting Nelk. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, he's a super impressive guy. He started doing YouTube before basically anybody. Then obviously Nelk was pretty early.
Yeah.
They were one of the first brands to launch a super successful creator-led product, which is Happy Dad, their drink.
Yeah.
Of which he still owns a chunk of that. And now he's gone off and started his own agency, and he's building products and working with a lot of different companies, and started a fashion brand as well. But he has this huge audience that, he's gotten through Nelk, and he's run with it as well. We had an interesting point in the conversation where I realized that he's one of the first people to have a full career as a creator on YouTube and then make it to the other side.
What do you mean?
Like he's done. He made it, and now he's in like the next chapter of his career. Whereas oftentimes with super successful YouTubers, they make a ton of money, they do it, and then they just stop doing anything. But he didn't stop at all. He just moved on to the next thing, and led into it quite gracefully as well, I might add. So it was pretty cool to hear his perspective on that, because and like creator burnout and how he finds creators that are on the rise. Like he said, the number one thing that he looks for in figuring out if a creator is going to blow up is the comment section for that creator. So how are people reacting? What are people saying about them, more so than the engagement on the post? Because for his agency, he finds a lot of up and coming creators to partner with for the brands that he's working with. It's pretty cool.
That's fascinating. I might not have to go and listen because it's true. Like Damien is very, 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 very big with Snout Boys, and I remember seeing him
He sold
quit.
his stake, right? He actually like sold.
Yeah, I think he sold his part, right, Buster, or shares or whatever.
Yeah. He sold
that's what it was.
his stake in Nelk to the other guys that are still doing it, and kept his stake in Happy Dad, which is the
Genius.
drink company they have.
Fucking
Very
dude.
smart, very smart.
What a fucking genius, bro. Because Happy, like these liquor brands, like these spirits brands, that's the, they get so like with their reach and everything. This is hundreds of millions of dollars. When wrecked brand. I mean, you guys have the bottles coming out. You guys have to start a brand, like of like alcoholic or maybe non-alcoholic beverages. When is that some alpha? Is that some subliminal alpha?
That's
Oh my god, that's funny. But Buster, I'm sharing on YouTube, by the way, at the same time the screen to your YouTube so everyone who's curious. Buster has 10,000 subscribers on YouTube under the Buster Show. Damn, he used look at the thumbnail he used for me, bro. He used that. Remember they had made this me as a villain. Where did you find that? That's so funny.
I don't make those. I know. I have this kid who's a beast. He's from India and he knows the game way better than I do. So he sent that over and I was like, really? And he was like, do it. He was like, do it. And I was like, okay.
That's so funny. No, I love that. And this is the Rise of MTV Jesse. So it was posted a day ago, which is of course Buster's show that's on the Rug Radio Network. But today, we're also here to talk about what we're going to be setting up for Sorare, right? So I've pinned at the top for everybody who wants to like partake, because I saw a few holders of ours and people like Moon Safari and whatnot saying they're excited to join the league. So we've put the league out, and he's in there, right?
Yep.
He's in there, and so we've pinned it at the top. So Mando tweeted out. Of course, we'll be tweeting it out every Tuesday. So every Tuesday around 11 a.m., we're gonna have a little segment where Buster's gonna come and we're gonna talk about our leagues and our games and what we're setting up. And so we have our own league. If you want to join the affiliate link, it's on Twitter Spaces. It's pinned at the top. We've also retweeted into all three of our accounts, Mando, Seth, and I, and on the Rug Radio account. And there's a code.
This is for soccer, so maybe
football, right?
Football.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's for the football, but I guess we have to say soccer. And so there you go. I love that Archivo was saying subscribe to Buster. I mean, if you're on the YouTube already, make sure you subscribe to Rug Radio and to Buster while you're at it, since you're already on the YouTube channel. But so we're gonna be doing this, and so I guess like Mando, did you set up your team?
I set up my team. I think OSF set up his team. I think we should get you.
Yeah, but there's no games this weekend. There's an international break. Yeah,
I hate international breaks.
International breaks
to start, and we're also starting. I mean, we're starting kind of 80% of the way through the year, so it's going to be the back end of the season. But I think there's only 10 games to go. Is that right, OSF?
Yeah, there's about 10 games to go. Yeah,
10 games to know. But yeah, I set up my team. I don't know if I can even share my team.
Do these player prices move like based on form and stuff, right? But they're way more volatile than FPL. I was looking at the prices; like they move quite aggressively.
They really depend on like a lot of different things. Like Sobi was explaining to me, like it's really just about like the performance, how they're doing, fucking like week to week, like the games you win and whatnot. Like it's just like and that's the beautiful part about it all, is that your actual cards like gain value, or I mean lose value if the player is not doing well, which is like how it should be, if you ask me. I mean, Buster, have you set up a team and have you been playing the basketball side yet?
Yeah, I've been playing the NBA for a couple weeks. It's pretty cool, that your collectibles can produce more collectibles if your players play well. There's always been this disconnect. I made a short video about it, but there's always been a disconnect in sports cards where, people always said that, if the player of the card you have plays well, then you'll be rewarded for that by the value of the card going up. But there are so many more factors that just basically renders that untrue. Whereas here, there is quite literally a direct weekly correlation to the player's performance, where you can win prizes, events, and more cards that can then produce, a bunch more prizes for you based on the tournaments that you play. So it really feels like the next iteration of it. I hope everybody gets on and tries it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have the link set up for basketball and for football. But one news that came out of store actually yesterday or 20 hours ago, so it's really fresh off, is that we had a few people ask us when the baseball version would come into play, but it looks like they've launched MLB, Buster. I mean, obviously it was announced before, but the game is launched. So it says the next era is here and it's all yours. Sign up and build your team today. So there's definitely like the now you can also play baseball. It's actually insane the rate at which this company's fucking growing. We used to cover their news before we even partnered with them. That's that's how just like I just find it really impressive.
I think in the course of us talking about it, they signed the English Premier League, and I was like, wow,
dude,
like
we had Nicola
that's a
on.
huge thing.
EPL wasn't announced yet. The founder, and he was like, "Pay attention, we'll have big announcements coming on our show." Remember? And then like a few weeks later, the EPL, which is, I know you guys, even you hit me up and you're like, dude, that's huge. And then the MLB, I mean, what's the most watched sport in America? Is it still baseball? It was baseball for a hot moment, no?
Yeah, so it depends on the event, but I mean, the biggest event is obviously the Super Bowl. But beyond that, World Baseball Classic right now is on fire. It's like the international big baseball tournament. About 50 million people are watching each of the Japan games, and Japan and USA is going to be a big game. I think that it might even be tonight, expected to get like 60 or 70 million live viewers.
Wait, what?
Yeah, most people don't think that many people watch baseball, but because Japan is involved, and it's just brought all the excitement. It's like Team USA basketball for the USA team, and then Japan has Shohei Ohtani, who's like the big star of even Major League Baseball. But yeah, baseball's they're making a lot of changes. They added a pitch clock this year, so the games are going to be a little bit shorter. Shorter intermission in between innings as well. It's going to be pretty cool. The baseball is making changes, so we're jumping on and adding to the change of digital collectibles for that too. I'm gonna play it this year for sure.
Wow, yeah, we have one of our holders, one of our followers, Dave, on YouTube saying 4 p.m. PST, Japan versus USA. Damn, that's gonna be, dude, makes me want to watch baseball. Shit. It's gonna be pretty wild, but that is a big. It's true, because over there, like in Japan, it's just such an important sport. I think, like, what are the major sport countries for that? It's like Japan. It's Puerto Rico. I think South Korea,
Dominican Republic,
Cuba.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. That's actually pretty wild. But back to Sora before I move forward. So have you set up you've set up a team? So how's the experience been for you so far? Because I knew you were just getting into it as well.
Oh, it's been fun. I mean, I love all collectibles, physical, digital, and everything in between. And just, as a avid fantasy basketball player, traditionally with my friends, it's cool to see a weekly result, because I have had countless seasons where I've gone 17-0, and then my star player is injured in the first week of the playoffs. And I've also had, like, when I've set a daily lineup on a platform like FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever, and then, something happens that wouldn't have happened over the week. I think the timing is perfect, that you get a few games from guys, that you get to switch it up, that you're not, you don't lose anything. Like, you're not putting anything up. You're just putting the cards that you have. And oftentimes, the limited cards are very affordable as well on the secondary, and even some of the rarer ones too. I just love the gamification of it, and the fact that you can win more cards from it. It's been cool, but like everything, I love the competitive nature of it too. So I'm trying to be the best on there.
Yeah, this is super cool.
We're gonna get you playing in the EPL. for Rogue. I think me, you, OSF should be
Yeah.
a little battle.
I
each
was
week.
telling
So you get
that's
to
what I
know
was
one.
I was telling Jack that. So Jack obviously works at Sorare, and we get to work with him. And by the way, super fun team. Like all along, like everything, every experience I've had with them is really fun, and that's something cool for me as as like someone as a creator, right? But so basically, I was telling Jack, I'm like, you know what? I'm even gonna start playing this thing because you're in. Because I was like, if Mando's in, Mando literally, I was like, Mando, like, because I don't like playing fantasy sports that much. I don't even really play video games and whatnot. Mando's like, dude, if I'm playing this thing, you're playing with us, and we're all gonna compete. So we may as well just like fuck around, like play against each other, and then like try and see if we can
It's
make it
fun.
fun to compete.
It's not that hard. You only have to choose like 7 players. You form a team.
I have. Look here. Look, I can share. Like I have,
Right, so
dude.
you
I
kinda-
have cards. I have a team. So like that's my old punk. So because I had set up so long ago, and so I actually have. Oh look, I got a new reward. So like I've set up like I've set up a team and I've set up my stuff. I just need to like really just get it
Yeah,
together, and then
I'll get you in our league then.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna join the league right now. Boom. There you go. I'm gonna hit it here. I'm gonna join it. There you go. So I'm gonna join it, and then you know what? From next week on, we're gonna like compete with our audience, and then it's gonna be hella fun. I can't wait for that. And then we'll organize with Buster. Maybe Buster, you can join our stream on YouTube and show your basketball. We can like see what's up with that. But on the nighttime, usually Sobi's got it going on. It's unfair though, because Sobi has like you guys should have seen Sobi's lineup last week. It was ridiculous. Like this guy, yeah. I mean, Buster, you would relate to a little more, but this guy had like Antetokounmpo. He had like the newest Lakers, like superstars. Like he has the newest superstars on every like card and whatnot. Like it was just insane. It's something I had never seen that before. No, I haven't bought any players yet, but I'm trying to get the hang of it first so I can go and play and have fun. And so it's gonna be super cool. So we're gonna really turn it up a notch and make it like competitive and have fun. I called my team Farouk FC, but we can obviously
I like it.
obviously change that. But yeah, Buster. So who's next? I mean, I saw you put a tweet out. Obviously, don't want to hold you much longer, but I saw you put a tweet out and I shared it on my timeline saying, who should I have on Rug Radio next week? I mean, who are you hosting next? You had myself, you had Jesse. Feels like you're just like stepping up a notch every week. What are you doing next?
Elon Musk. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. One day.
I wouldn't put it past you, honestly.
No, I've got a few ones. I'm waiting because we're releasing them every week, so a lot comes down to timing. So I do have a few that I've already recorded that if the schedule doesn't align for the one that I'm planning, it will be those. But yeah, there's some really fun ones coming up. I'll just say that. So some that you might not expect. We'll just put it that way.
Okay. I like that. I mean, I tagged Barack Obama under your thing because, we've been manifesting this one, you and I, for years. So we're going to continue manifesting it.
That would be a fun one. He's a hooper.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be super sick. We're gonna get BO. Hefner just said we should have some sports athletes on GM Web3. We totally can. I mean, through Buster. I mean, Buster has got like all the plugs for that. So and I know Sorare is down to see how we can get some of the people because they have a bunch of athletes invested in the company when they did that initial seed round. So they've got some insane. Was it Mbappe that's invested in Sorare, Buster? What was it? It was
well, Leo Messi has a big partnership with Sorare now.
Shit. Yeah. So,
yeah, I believe he invested as well.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, it is. There's a CNBC article. Lionel Messi takes stake in NFT fantasy soccer giant game. Sorry, it's so rare. And that's an article from November 2022. Oh wow, he's got the whole campaign going on and everything. He's an investor and brand ambassador. That's pretty gangster.
Yeah, that's pretty baller.
Who's that going? One of you guys. Check. No, we're good. Okay, cool. We were echoing for a second. I was scared, but yeah. So Buster, I guess we'll see you next Tuesday. And the Buster Show airs every Friday on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube, on Twitter. I mean, all over. And he's got these clips going on, which is super cool. So definitely check him out. And from next Tuesday, you'll be able to come and compete against us in the EPL. We call it football over here on this stage. So so that'll be fun. And we'll say hello, Buster. Appreciate you, dude. Thanks for coming.
I love it. Thanks for having me as always. And yeah, you guys will see the clips popping around. And I appreciate you always, Farouk.
Everybody. Yeah,
Thanks.
Hell yeah. Dude, I just realized it is the first day of spring. Look at that. I mean, the sun is finally shining. I know Mando usually has this glow with the sun, but looks like
Beautiful.
Looks like I have I have the sun shining for once today. But just quickly, I see my friend Suzanne just joined us. I'm gonna get to the Petaverse because God, I'm excited to talk with you and about everything you're building. But just quickly, we do have KD on stage. I think it's fair to take just a quick 2 minutes to talk about Stubs. KD, what's up, King?
Yo, I am so pumped to launch this. I've been working on Stubs since January. Basically, for everybody in here, our top line goal and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to democratize access to some of the top artists in the space for everybody in here just for participating and being part of the Rug Radio community. My goal is to bring in a bunch of artists who want to partner with us with Rug Radio. They're going to basically have pieces that every single week you guys can claim these mint passes by listening to the show. And then every single week we're going to bring on new artists. And then every weekend you can burn mint passes in order to claim that artist art piece. So the only barrier to entry here is gas fees. That's how we are structuring this collection. We want it to be accessible to the Rug Radio community. And it's also a really awesome and unique opportunity for me to show y'all some really awesome artists who may not be on your radar yet.
Hell yeah. And you've done quite a good job at the curation. We're not going to talk about it yet because we want it to be a surprise every week. Like we're not down to like, oh, these are the artists that can be on for the next 12 weeks, but we definitely want to make it a surprise every week. And what's going to happen is that every Monday, an artist is that's featured for the week is going to come on the show. So similar to just now, we're going to have every Tuesday a little segment, usually 10 minutes on So Rare and our leagues and whatnot. We'll get more organized. Don't worry, starting next week for everybody in the audience. We're going to make it super fun and playful, and we're going to compete. And starting next week, we're starting to give away tickets, by the way. But also now every Monday, we're going to make it fun. And, we're always trying to find ways to make the show more interactive, more fun, and more enjoyable for everyone, and make fun little clips and segments for everyone to enjoy and grow. So we're going to have a segment every Monday, which is going to be about Stubs. And so we're going to give the code. The code's going to be every week, but from every Monday, you're going to be able to hear from the artists themselves and about their art and about the piece and about everything they're doing. So it's going to be super fun. And that way it also allows us to also talk about art more because something that we all love to collect. You see me collecting editions all day, every day. And the boys also have quite the art collection. Of course, Katie's close to a lot of artists. So it's fun to be able to put this out. In the words of Mando,
It's fire.
so anyways, and so we're gonna be doing this. There's a thread out and I'm sharing it on the screen. I'm gonna pin it to my profile again. It used to be pinned. It's pinned on my personal Twitter. If you want to understand what Stubs is and how it works, we have all the infographics that the team worked on that is extremely clean and very well organized, and explains exactly like word for word like what Stubs is. So if you're confused about it or just curious about it, because we haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks since we announced that it was coming out, you can find all the information there. Now, with regards to today, so Katie, so the way we're going to go, right? So every day on the show, I'm going to give a code that's going to be where you're going to be able to use it to claim the Rug Radio, rug.fm/rewards, Rug Token rewards. So that's the usual stuff. That's just for the Rug Radio holders. And then the same code is going to be applied to be able to go and claim your stub. And so the way this works is that there's going to be a website, right? Which is fair.xyz/collection/stubs, right? And this link has been posted on the official Rug Radio Twitter account. So you don't have to worry about it. It's right there. I just shared it. It's pinned at the top of this Twitter Spaces as well. And so you can go there, and when you click on this link, it'll take you there, right? So if you're on Spaces, by the way, I'm also showing on YouTube, and don't worry, this is all like recorded, so you can go back and look. No rush, no stress at all if you're not on the computer. And you make sure it's the official Rug Radio. Make sure it's the official link as always. And what's going to happen is you have to, and that's we're using the condition to buy, right? That we were talking about with Fair when they were partnering with us last month on the show. So you either have to own a Rug Radio membership pass, a Corey Van Loo Face of Web3, a DGens Access Pass, or a Rug Radio Genesis NFT. So it's not a pass, but that's the rug that they meant there. And so there you're going to put a passcode. And every day we're going to give a different passcode. But if I'm not mistaken, Katie, the amount of passcodes available is limited, right?
Yep. So we have a limited supply of these tokens every single day. We are going to have 150 available today for people. Every day regularly, we're going to have 100 that are available. On any day that we have a Stubs artist on the show, that's going to be 150 as well. And then another cool thing we baked in as a part of our weekly Mint Pass supply is we're actually minting out exclusively to the artist collector base each week. a number of Stubs mint passes. So that'll happen over each weekend, kind of before the show and in the background. But that's something that we're doing just to kind of give back to the artists and give the artist communities the chance for them to be able to collect the piece from those artists as well.
Yeah, it's and it's super exciting. Of course, like the supply of the stub and the artwork will also depend on the artist, right? Because there are some artists that want that are okay with having a larger supply, and there are some artists that just want to make sure that they control like a smaller supply of the art, and we have to be respectful and mindful of that at all times on the Rug Radio end. So it's gonna be cool. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it, and it's a way for you to either find out about new artists that haven't done these big collaborations with like 6529 or Babylon, or we do a little other like collections that are doing some airdrops and whatnot, which is super cool, by the way. So maybe find some artists that haven't done other collabs, or just collect more from artists that have done a ton of collabs with other people and their own one-of-ones and whatnot, and that maybe you don't have exposure to, or that you haven't been able to collect from. So today's code, is this the part where I give the code, Mando? This is a part, am I supposed
This is the bit where you give the code.
This is the bit. This is the bit. This is the bit. Okay. Do I have the right code? Yes, I do, because I just test minted, by the way. If you see test mints, it was us internally. We run our test mints. So today's code claim stub. CLAIM. Stub. STUB is today's code. So I'm not going to try it again on the screen because I already have claimed one and I don't want to claim more. And I can't even. But the code is this. Claim stub. CLAIM STUB. So you go to the pinned link, right? I'm gonna pin it at the top again, so it's in the front. It's on the Rug Radio Twitter. It's been shared. We've all retweeted it. You can go on that link, and then if you go specifically to the NFT that you own, right? So you either own Rug Radio Membership Pass, a Face of Web3, a DApp, or Rug Radio Genesis NFT, and you put the passcode in here, and you put claim stub. CLAIM STUB. Someone said I've tried so many, I'm just banned. Yeah, maybe don't try like a million of them, but it worked. It definitely the code definitely worked for me.
If I could jump in really quick,
yeah.
A couple pieces of alpha from me on this. It's just going to be like claiming the rug token. The caps doesn't matter, but spaces will matter to some extent. So just be mindful of that. Another thing is I would personally recommend it's going to be the same website every single time to claim your token. So it's always going to be that Fair Collections Stub website. So you can save that as a bookmark and just go there every single day during the show to have super easy access to be able to basically put in your passcode and claim your NFT whenever that code is given.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy. You should see the YouTube link. We did it, boys. We did it. NF Talks again said, I got a stub. Decrypto claim. Let's go. Dave Statler. Got it. ABS90. Got it. Brack works for me. You love to see that. We did it. And as usual, y'all, like, obviously be patient. Like, we're always going to test trial and error things. Like, if we think that there's a week that we don't like the way things work and that we think we could make it better for you guys, we will do that. So of course, like as usual, you know what happens when things launch. It looks like they're already 40.6% minted. 61 out of 50 I've already minted, which is cool. Also said he got his. I love that. You know what I love, Ovi Mando, is like the faces, like the people I'm seeing that got it are people I know have been listening to us forever. Like, it's the same people that I know have been here. They've moved from Twitter to YouTube. They've been with us through the mud from the beginning, when our show was working, when shit was not working, through the rugs, through the unrugs, through the Mando's tech issues, through Mando fixing his mics. And at the end of the day, all I can say is, and you already know,
It's fire.
So anyways, Stubs is officially launched. Super cool. And by the way, just so you guys know, sometimes the estimate on gas is not accurate. So someone just said the estimate was $9, but they actually paid $1.58 in gas. So the stub is completely free. We're never going to charge you for a stub. So please, security reminder before I move forward, Mando OSF and I, or the Rug Radio team, even KD, will never, ever, ever, ever reach out to you to ask you to mint something. We're never going to ask you for anything. Stubs is a completely free product. Like, we're not trying to charge for it. We're not trying to make money out of it. This is not something like a product that Rug Radio or Jam Web, they're trying to make money from. our source of revenue are through partnerships and whatnot. So we're not, that's not what we're trying to do here with this. And we're trying to reward our listeners and our most loyal holders, right? And so that's what it is. And it's also something that, DJs and Rug Radio wanted to do together. I think it's fun. It's a fun way. We've been hosting together for 2 years now, for over a year now. And we wanted to like collaborate on something, OSF, Mando, and I. So we're super happy. So 88 out of 150 have been minted so far. And of course, this is not for the replay listeners. This is for live listeners, because we do have to always find ways to reward people that spend the time, an hour and a half every single morning live on here with us, whether on YouTube or on Twitter Spaces or whatever platform. And so we just want to make sure that these are the people that are rewarded. For the people that listen on replay, because if you are listening on replay right now, don't worry. We always find ways to reward people in ways or another. So maybe at some point we think of keeping some back to give away to listeners. Maybe this and that. Look, just brainstorming. Again, always at Rug Radio, we're always down to listen to you, our holders and our listeners. Same thing for DJs. I'm sure they do the same thing over there, on the ways that you think we could always do better. So anyways, love to see that. I love seeing people do it. Great art. Look at this. $1. Someone, Freed Seed said $1. So you're literally going to be able to, like, depending on how many stubs you get, burn that and be able to claim that for art. So I don't know if Ovi, Mando, you had anything to say before I move to today's partner of the day, Susan.
That's great. Good start, I guess, to Stubs.
Yeah, dude, it's a great start. Does it show on my wallet already?
I'm seeing people tweet them now.
No way. This is so exciting.
It's cool.
Oh my God, it looks so good. Look at this. Dude, I'm so hyped about that. Look how clean this is, dude. I love that. Oh, man. That's awesome. Dude, we just shipped the product together, us three. I mean, we ship product, technically show every day. It's quite the product, but we did it. Look at that. That's awesome. Nice. I love that. G-Man, did you get your stuff?
Dude, it's failing. It's failing on me. Big failure over here.
Oh, no. Oh,
there's a few left. I'm not panicking yet.
108 out of 150. It's fine, G-Man, because guess what? You listen every day. And so you're going to be able to claim every day. So the thing is, if you don't make it one day, y'all, you're always going to have another day, literally, because this show's not going anywhere. Mando, OSF, and I are not going anywhere. And we host this every day. Even when we travel, we manage a way to freaking host the show no matter what. So don't worry. If you're not getting your first stubs, I don't want people to think they're missing out on the next big thing that's going to go crazy, whatever. This is not the goal, right? And so we're limiting at 150 for now per show. And it's per show. So like every single day, 5 days a week, there's going to be 150 of you that are going to be able to get it. So it looks like there's 150 out of 150 that are already claimed, 76%. We're almost there. And it's going to be super cool. I know that for some people, it make a fail. Hefner said, change your wallet, G-Man. So look, if it's failing for you, definitely change wallet. I'm seeing a few people saying it doesn't work for them. Change your wallet and refresh. And again, like, we are used to breaking things at Rug Radio. Though Fair said that their shit doesn't break, and I know it doesn't, because if they can handle the Ukraine airdrop, I think they can handle this one. And so super cool. And if you've minted your stubs, if you have claimed your stubs, please do me a favor, post them on Twitter, tag the OSF, tag Mando, tag myself, tag Rug Radio, tag KD, tag everyone, and let's start forming a little community around it. And it's gonna be super cool. So I'm super excited to get it. And then Camilla's asking, how many mint passes do we need to get a piece? Every week is going to be different, because it also depends on the artist. But also, if I'm not mistaken, Mando, people can also just decide to keep all the stubs over time, right?
What did you say, sorry?
You could just keep your stubs and stack them up. Go ahead, Katie.
Yeah, so the stubs are going to be basically good forever is the plan right now. So you don't necessarily have to use them in the current week that we're in. You can use them and save them up for if, when your favorite artist happens to, come up and have their artist week and drop their stubs. You can use all of them in passes you've accumulated at that time. They're obviously available on secondary if you want to go that route. But right now, the expectation should be that every individual artist, you'll probably have to burn between 2 and 5 mint passes in order to claim their piece. So that's just something to keep in mind to some extent. And right now, we're not really planning on really giving out any lineups ahead of time, although I do have our first 10 or 11 artists already confirmed for those first 3 months or so. So everything is coming. All the artists are fire. All of the art is absolutely fire. I can guarantee you that. If it's not, you can come at me about it. I'm confident that's what I'll
I love that. Let's go. And Casey Schnuver said, I thought it failed for me, but you have to input the code for your asset to be recognized. Remember, guys, you can't just mint it. You have to put claim stub. That's the code.
Don't stress too much. Don't stress too much. This isn't like there's going to be 100 probably every show, like roughly
yeah.
at the start. That's what we've said. We're going to put 100 each time. So if you're listening to the show each
Don't
day,
stress.
you will
No
get rewarded. It's not like you're getting the like an OG one versus a non-OG one. These are 11.55. So yeah, you'll just tune in tomorrow if you missed out on your mint pass. And you'll
very reassuring. I feel very calmed now. Very soothing and calming.
I feel it's always that way.
You can tell you have a kid.
Yeah, it's always that way. But anyways, now we've done this. Sorry, y'all. That's why I was talking about chaos before the show, because we had to organize story, we had to organize stubs, we had to organize titles, and most importantly, I am now 15 minutes behind to go to my dear friend Suzanne, who is the founder of 2K Games. Okay, you all know what 2K Games is. You've all played NBA 2K if you're in America. You've all played a bunch of these massive video games, multi-billion-dollar gaming studio and company. And now Suzanne's actually gone full Web3. You've probably heard her on our show before because she comes in the morning sometimes, and you've probably heard her on other shows. But Suzanne, good morning, legend. How you doing?
GM, and the first day of spring. What an awesome day to be up hanging out with you.
On the first day of spring, I got the honor to meet Suzanne finally in Paris during the Rug Radio event. I've got your poster. I got all of it.
That was the best. I met your mom. That was awesome.
That's true. That's true. By the way, for everyone trying to mint stubs, you can stop for today. It's fully minted out. We'll do it more tomorrow. But Suzanne, I mean, it's
congrats on the Stubs launch.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Maybe one day we can do one together. That's a beautiful thing about Stubs, by the way. People don't get. We can do collaborations with so many people, projects, brands.
One of the big things I want to talk about is collabs. 100%.
Hell yeah, it's super fun. So Suzanne, I mean, before we get into Petaverse and everything you're building, everything you've been doing, I mean, talk to us a little more about you. I mean, I'm always out here hyping you up. Everybody's talking about Suzanne. I got people texting me, telling me you have to meet this person. That's that's rare. I don't get that often. And so, for Darwin to hit me up and be like, "Yo, you have to meet my friend Suzanne." He never talk. He will never hit me up if it's not like someone I have to connect with. So Suzanne, I think I've hyped you up a lot. But it's okay. You're going to live up to the hype. Why don't you give us a little context of like who Susan Cummings is?
Sure. Yeah, I've been in video games for 25 years now. I mean, back to I think it was PS1 era when I got into video games, to totally date myself. But I go back to the pre-Rockstar Games days. I knew the founders when they were at Bertelsmann Music Company, when GTA 1 was being made. And I sort of behind the scenes helped in the setup of Rockstar. I was close with the CEO of Take-Two, who ended up acquiring BMG Interactive. This I could fill 5 spaces with the stories of those days, but suffice to say, that's how Rockstar Games came to exist. And my partner Lee, we've been married 25 years. We've worked together 25 years. He and I both moved to New York right after September 11th to finally join the team there. So Lee worked his way up from QA to producing on a couple of the GTA games and designing on Bully. And I basically started 2K Games with Ryan. We had a couple $100 million to turn Take-Two into something beyond only Grand Theft Auto, which should be enough for most companies, but it wasn't enough for Wall Street. So we basically went out on a product acquisition spree and bought 2K Sports out of Sega. Bought, signed things like BioShock and Borderlands, and bought Civilization, bought Firaxis, Admire's company. It was basically a year and a half of getting to shop with the Take-Two credit card and buy a lot of cool shit that they are still known for today.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's quite the background. When did you start? When did you venture into gaming? When did you know this was it? This was going to be a massive industry? Because it seems like, we think we're early on Web3 gaming, but you're early on gaming. Shit.
Yeah, look, so Game Developer Conference is this week in San Francisco. I'm missing it for the first time because of the launch. And when I started going to GDC, we literally sat around a swimming pool at a hotel, drinking beer out of plastic cups and talking about games. It was maybe 200 of us or something back in those days. This is before the Xbox. It was actually when I met Ed Fries, who launched the Xbox, was drinking beer with him out of a plastic cup around a pool. So I got involved kind of by accident. I was a recruiter and I went to work for a really good firm, and they said I should focus on companies, and that ended up being this book was like people like Al Lowe. This is how I met Al Lowe when I knew. And if you don't know who Al Lowe is, he created Leisure Suit Larry. So I got to meet some of these people back in those old days when those were the names, and I was one of very few women in the space, a lot like Web3, and and people remembered me because of that. And perhaps I'll get I never want to rest on that. Like, look, it sucks. Someone called me out the other day and called me a typical woman for not taking advice from people on the space. And It's like, fuck, really? Yeah, I got called out by this guy, Jeffrey or something like that. I know, right?
Typical woman.
Screenshotable moment, like typical woman. I'm like, fuck, really?
On Women's History Month? That son of a bitch. Tell him I want to have a word with him, and definitely call him out. And so, what a douchebag. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, Suzanne, because I think you're a gangster of a woman. I think you're dope as fuck, and I think you're a boss. So please do not feel any type of way about someone saying something like that, because fuck them. But anyways, they're not on this stage talking about the amazing stuff that they're building. Let me tell you that. So this is awesome. And so let me ask you follow up to that. Then when did you and by the way, we're seeing people saying on the timeline, on YouTube, someone said she's a killer, and then someone said Leisure Suit Larry is a classic. I love that. But Suzanne, tell me more. So when did you realize that there was going to be a shift? Because you've built in gaming, you've done your thing, you've had your success, I'm assuming. When did it hit you that you were onto something in Web3, and why are you bullish on the future of Web3 in gaming?
Yeah, it's an awesome question. So about 4 years ago, Lee and I, with no experience in it, won a multi-million-dollar grant for augmented reality from the British government. Like, the British government pays for this stuff. In Canada, it's the same thing. Like, the American government doesn't pay for creative stuff. The UK government was giving out grants for AR. And we spent like 4 years, and I know there's a pinned tweet, I think at the top, from Sebastian Borget. Like, people talk about AR and Web3, and really all these things are colliding. AR, Web3, AI, virtual reality, it's all colliding together. And so we've been very fortunate that we've gotten to be at the front edge of a lot of these things. We've been early in games. We got to be very early in AR. And so, we got on Qualcomm's roadmap. Qualcomm made us one of their first partners for their AR glasses that they're working on. Deutsche Telekom, Apple, Unity, everyone kind of threw their toys at us to play in AR. And so when we say AR is going to be really cool in Web3, know how to make that stuff and make really cool stuff that people don't even know you can do on your phone. But like, all these technologies confuse people. And so Petaverse was about making it simpler, because eventually blockchains are going to be like AWS versus Google Cloud. You don't know where your data is stored. And blockchain has to move to the same point if the mass market's ever going to. They don't want to know what's going on. They don't want to bridge their stuff. They just want to, to use it. And so 2 years ago, my partner could explain this Ethereum to me. We were enthusiastic about blockchain, but we weren't developing blockchain. And I said to him, if we wanted to get a cat up and running in a space using all we just learned about AR, and by that, I mean, the cat should actually be able to surface detect and jump up onto the sofa next to you. It should be able to run around the corner. It should be able to do all these cool things that no one's seeing on their phone because no one's creating it, even though the technology is there. But how could we do it in such a way that you could take it anywhere and it wouldn't be bound to one experience? And that's what got us excited about Web3. So when we set out to raise funding for this project, everyone was talking about tokenomics and play to earn. And we're like, not interested. What we thought was really cool was the idea that you could permanently own your stuff, that we've been renting our stuff, now we could own our stuff. And if we could give you meaningful places to take it and let you build with it, that would be the Kittyverse realized, right? CryptoKitties Kittyverse. That should have worked. It didn't, because they were 2D JPEGs. How do we move all that forward and make it possible for everyone to build? And so that's what got us excited. And that's what I think is so powerful about Web3. And, we got off to a rocky start with gamers by talking about play to earn. But we all have spent countless dollars on in-app purchasing for either ourselves or our kids. When you own that stuff, that's really empowering.
This is super cool. And so then I guess like everything here like leads to Petaverse Network, right? Which is
Yes.
obviously your new endeavor. It's your new team. By the way, I saw this post you made with your team. I thought it was great. I'm trying to pull it up. Sorry, I'm just because I'm like while you're talking, I'm like sharing stuff on the screen on YouTube and like I'm like showing your I'm showing your profile on Twitter. And I'm showing also the Petaverse Twitter account. But you had shared this like really cool photo of like your team and everything. I thought it was awesome. And you definitely pushed out a product roadmap. I mean, look, we talk a lot about gaming and Web3 and being able to build a game and whatnot. But you're definitely someone who has built a product and who has built games in the past. Actually, there you go. Okay, I was gonna say let's pin it, but Golden took care of it. Awesome. So for the people on Twitter Spaces, Golden pinned at the top all of the things that we're talking about. The Sebastian Bourget post as a founder of Sandbox, of course, we've had him on the show. You're all aware of him, and all the different tweets from Suzanne here. So talk to me more then about Petaverse, right? So this is your everything now, right? This is your new baby.
It is. It's our baby. Yeah. Nearly 30 people, working for 2 years on this now. Yeah, this
30.
is yeah.
Damn.
I know. Bigger companies in this space now, I think.
Jesus Christ, 30 people. That's 2.5 times our size. I mean, your size is not our size, that's for sure. But you love to see it. But definitely aspire to become a builder like you, Suzanne. Let me tell you that. So you put an update yesterday about the Petaverse, and you talked about a roadmap and everything that's coming with regards to the playable MVP in the next few months. And I love that. Builders are here. Will you fade or support? I love that. And then you've got this product roadmap and everything going on, from the Mematron to breeding to VR to the live to 10-minute tales with Cat GPT. I love that. And next pet releases. So you seem to have everything lined up and ready to go. I mean, talk to us more about. So what's the deal with Petaverse? What's happening? Where do we start?
Yeah. All right. So we start with the unboxing on Monday. And that's where everyone will get to see their cat for the first time. So there's a video that you'll get to see. I think maybe we have a sneak peek at that today, where you'll get to see your cat for the first time and find out what you got. You'll find out how rare they are. You'll find out about their elemental abilities. You'll find out about like their D&D morality. You'll find out all this stuff about them. You'll get a PFP. But the most important thing, and I kind of think this is the first time this has happened, is you'll immediately be able to do something with it in terms of an app. So we built the Mematron, which there's a twin peak from Sebastian Bourget. We were in Paris together, and he said to me at this cafe, "Wouldn't it be really cool if your cat could jump up on the sofa though next to us while we're talking?" Like, we've done that, right? So I had to get out the app, and I'm like, "Let me show you." And he's like, "Okay, let me record it. I want to see what this is doing." And as you can see in the video, the cat understands the sofa, and this is complicated stuff from an animation standpoint to make it look right when a cat jumps up on different heights of surfaces. So a lot of tech is going on behind the scenes here, what we built. But the point of the Mematron is to create shareable content. Like, we didn't want to, we're creating Nintendogs, okay? Like, there will be a big games on the back of this. But first, we just wanted to nudge the space forward and say, okay, you have your NFT. Now let's do something with it. And you know how everyone loves to flex and show off their PFPs. Now you get to create shareable content in 3D. Not only that, in AR. So you could go to a beach somewhere and bring the cat with you and create these cool moments, like your cat getting freaked out by a cucumber, or playing on a DJ deck. And there's all sorts of experiences in here that you can do that with. And you can immediately on Monday do that on iOS. If you have LiDAR, it'll support LiDAR more than I think any app that has ever come out on the App Store, and Android and browser. Monday, like literally. And it's so funny. It's so hard in space to get people to accept that a 3-platform utility is coming on Monday in Web3. Wait,
everything's just dropping already on Monday?
Yeah. Monday, you're going to have access to the Mematron. And then in the next few months,
okay,
we're going to ChatGPT integration.
No, you mean CatGPT?
CatGPT. CatGPT is you going on a text-based adventure, like a choose-your-own adventure with your cat. based on your specific NFT cat. So the cat will behave the way your NFT says it should in terms of its elemental abilities and other characteristics. You can give it treats. You can level up your bond with it during the story. And this is like a few weeks away. Like this chat integration. We have a VR experience that will be ready to start beta testing with our holders within about the next month. We could give it to them now. We're trying to get it a little bit more polished before we start getting people playing with it. And then we have Twitch integration. So you can actually, as an influencer, bring your pet with you onto your Twitch stream and let your audience interact with it and trigger animations and stuff. So all of that is like just about ready to release, either releasing or about to be released. And then we have breeding coming, which we should talk about breeding because that involves you guys at Rug Radio as well. And the next pet is in development to release this summer. And it's like one of the reasons I wanted to come up and talk is it's so hard to cut through the noise and get people to that we built. Like we're not building, we built.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. It's true. So, you know, speaking of which, actually, I'm gonna have a few questions for you, but I'm gonna go to Colin Mossbrook on the YouTube feed said, question for Susan. You know, how does your experience with 2K and meeting Wall Street growth demands impact how you're building Petaverse? Because clearly it does, right? You say you have the product, you have it, like you're building it, you know, it's there.
Yes, totally. I think I have a keen understanding of the fact that we ultimately have to get to the mass market. This launch, this Genesis collection, we like to call it the master key, is what Darwin and I have talked about over and over.
Love that.
The master key. It's the taste. This is the high end Tesla sports car before we get to the cheaper ones, right?
Okay.
And so that's the purpose of this collection. This collection is what won't ever be repeated. So there are a load of things that you won't be able to get because you buy the next pet or the pet after that or a mass market pet. So breeding is going to require owning one of these Genesis pets. Front of the line access to the next pet requires having one of these Genesis cats. Airdrops, early access to all these apps I'm talking about is going to go first to our holder community before they go to anyone else. So in many ways, it's like, you know, the Knights of the Round Table. Like these people who are getting in early are going to get to build with us. And when we put that ChatGPT app out, I want to know what will make it better. You know, do you want difficulty levels? Do you want failure conditions? All this stuff. So this is the chance to get in and build with us. There are going to be like a million ways to get access to the Petaverse eventually. Like 25 million people play Nintendogs. I'd be a fool to not care about 25 million people, but the time isn't yet. Like we need to start with the sports car and then we can get to the more affordable model down the road. But everything is always, in my mind, going to be about these. We have such avid folks in our community who truly have dug in and get it and are passionate, are like, let's go, let's build together. We want to give you feedback. We want to help. That's what we're looking for right now, are those people who didn't get an Insta flip. We didn't get there's this problem, and I'm sure you know this, Farouk, right? With NFTs right now, which is it's all about hype and FOMO. And selling out is just about how many people can you get excited quick so everyone trips over themselves buying a thing that they don't even necessarily understand. And then typically by the next week, the floor is dropped because everyone realized that there's nothing there yet or something they were promised isn't quite what was promised. And, you know, when Yuga launched Bored Apes, it didn't mint out immediately. People had to learn. And I think we need to take a step back and start learning again and understanding projects and not have them be immediate sellouts on the back of FOMO, but be sold out on the back of the value, the long-term value of the thing, you know?
I love that. I mean, this is great. I mean, it's true because it goes back to this, you had this like reply on a tweet, right? Regarding Dookie Dash. And you were saying like, what if it's like what if it's like your ape that you're playing with? Or what if like you could play with like all these things what was it? You had a good reply.
Yeah.
There, you were talking to FFV, it was a friend as well. You were saying, you know, Dookie Dash, imagine it's here. I'm gonna share it on the screen. But you're talking about, and by the way, people are loving you. The Rug Radio audience definitely loves you. David Arrow 5, she's a boss, providing great content lately, Rug Radio. And then we have other people, you know, talk about how Petaverse has already 30K Discord members, but other people are saying Suzanne is a legend. Hefner down there and a bunch of other people. Look, people are liking you, so we're gonna keep going. But you said, you know, Dookie Dash, imagine if that was your ape. Imagine if your ape could be taken with you anywhere, if it came with the tools to do that. If it wasn't just Dookie Dash, but in any Unity-based game that exists or that you might want to build in whatever art style you want it to be, so it matches where it goes with personality and behavior characteristic that can evolve. So you're literally like, you're pretty much literally building like your pet for the metaverse. Hence, obviously why it's called Petaverse.
but it's not even just pets, right? Like the way we've approached this is a way is a way to bring literally anything with personality and characteristics that you want to bring across the world. It's the subway, right? We're building the subway system of the metaverse. We're building how we get wherever we want to go. And so, yeah, my reaction to Dookie Dash, and I said this to Garga at your party. I was so excited to run into him there. And I'm like, Dookie Dash was really freaking cool. I'm too old to think Dookie Dash was the right name for it. And I'm just like, really? Come on. Do we have to call it that? But what I really respected was the fact that we all know that these big metaverse games are going to take time to get there to be any good. Like, I've been building big games, going back to what I learned from Take-Two. It takes a long time to build a sandbox, right? And I don't mean even just literally sandbox. So if we can figure out how we get our stuff with us, that's the really important thing right now. And so with Dookie Dash, they launched something small that harkens back to the early days of free-to-play mobile. And that's where free-to-play mobile started. It didn't start with Call of Duty. It started with like Farmville and Bejeweled and stuff. And so Yugo is really smart here because they said, we're going to give you something now that we can deliver now and keep you patiently waiting for the bigger thing. And so what I said to Gargo was, imagine if it was your ape. It doesn't have to be a generic ape. It could be your specific ape. And then imagine if you launched 20 more of those experiences and you could take your specific ape with you between them and keep the things that you collected, your inventory. That would be, would be the next step of this. That's what we built.
I like that. That's pretty gangster. Can I play the videos? Because you got some dope videos going on.
Totally.
Okay, sick. So if you're on Spaces, it's at the top. So nobody is told for Dookie Joe. Come on, I just love the comments at the same time. So we got a couple of videos to show you. I mean, if you're on, sorry, it's always the same crew also cracking jokes up on the timeline, and they just fucking laugh every time. Pinned at the top or at the bottom right of the Twitter Spaces. Actually easier to get to it because we have a lot of pinned tweets now. But it was at the bottom right. You can join the YouTube stream. So I'm gonna share these videos that Susan that Susan showed us, that sent us, that we're gonna play out just like we did last week. It's pretty cool, and to show you a little more of what's going down on here. So here, let's play this first one over here.
Do you want to know what it is? I must.
Immortality. Put 'em up. You don't even think to call me God.
Like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well.
Lucky for us all, that's not the case.
I love that. Oh man, dude! Oh my god,
I love that.
Yeah, right. You like
the cats are coming back. The cats have had a tough year. It feels like, and now they're coming back.
You know what? This may be bullish. I know I said a few weeks ago that I'm bearish any cat projects and NFTs because we
breaking out the milk.
Bring out the milk. Bring out the milk. Suzanne, just so you should have used my video of the. I'm kidding.
I know the video. I've seen the video. You're totally right.
but we talked about what's going on with the cats because the dog coins in crypto in general were always it. And NFTs, for some reason, they adopted cats. Cool cats, gutter cats. I mean, we know the OGs. What is it called? The 2027 kitty, crypto kitties.
Tona cats.
stoner cats, fucking Blaze cats, the answer to stoner cats. I mean, all sorts of cats, right? Thankfully, it's called Petaverse, which means that I'm sure there's going to maybe different type of pets. I mean, Susan, why cats? That's a good question. Actually, that's a good question. Why cats? Do you have this like crazy love for cats?
I'm a dog owner. I've got two dogs. I've got a Yorkie and a Pomeranian.
Well, that's pretty bearish. No, I'm just kidding.
but most of my team have cats. There's a few things, right? I'm honest. There are really good reasons why we started with cats. Not the least of which was one of my lead engineers at the time is a diehard cat owner, Lauren. And so yes, we have lots of cat people on our 30-person team. But and Bella, who took over the Petaverse account, she is my Yorkie who gets transformed into a cat, basically, when she discovers the celestial cats. We're about to start telling the story. You won't be surprised. Darwin had a big part in this crazy ass story of the Petaverse. Yeah, cats started everything, right? Cats started YouTube, cats started Twitter. And so it feels like if we're going to make immortal digital pets that can live on forever on every blockchain and every art style and stuff, they should be cats, right? Like if you had to have anything, it would be a cat.
Yeah. I mean, some people say we like the cats. We do like them. I mean, we do like cats. I mean, I'm personally scared of cats, Susan, but I don't think a VR or AR cat will kill me, right? In my sleep, right? I don't think so, right?
I know, the one I designed for you looks a bit evil, so I don't know. But.
Listen. I have a long-standing thesis that cats actually hate humans. And I'm Persian. Listen, I'm allowed to say that, right? Persian cats are known, I can talk shit about cats, but ancient Egypt worshipped cats. They did. I mean, we got someone said they're bullish on Yorkies. And we also have someone saying that they've got a Bengal cat. I mean, damn it, that thing's gonna straight eat you alive in your sleep. Before I go into another video, because I know we got this other video to play for y'all. By the way, you're good at this video stuff, Susan. It's almost like you've done a lot of launches before this. And so, I mean, how many games have you launched before?
A lot. Too many to count.
Huh? Like,
yeah,
I have no idea. I mean,
we haven't even talked about our whole Doctor Who era where we did Doctor Who mobile games, and that was like 3 million people I think played our Doctor Who Legacy game.
You're a savage. Yeah. You're actually a fucking boss.
I haven't slept in 25 years. This is what happens when you don't sleep for 25 years. You do crazy shit.
Damn.
And take
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not every day that you get to speak to a guest that has sold like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of video games or billions. I don't even know the numbers. I don't want to make numbers up either, but I'm pretty sure the games that you've created have grossed billions of dollars, if I'm not mistaken, because everybody knows 2K, right? And so
it's gratifying. I remember very vividly sitting around in an office talking about these things, coming up with these names, deciding how we were going to build this thing, or watching EA, pull the floor out from under us by getting the NFL exclusive, back when we first bought that stuff from Sega. So those were super wild times. We were super aggressive back then. We bought Civilization from Atari for $20 million. We made the decision in about a week while most of the big publishers were doing due diligence. We're just like, fuck it, it's Civ, it's going to sell. We should just do it. They threw in XCOM as a freebie.
What? You're like the OG DJ, like on a large scale. Like that's crazy. Like everyone's doing DD. Let me just whip out a little quick $21 million. I mean,
we paid Bethesda $60 million to distribute Elder Scrolls. I guess no, it was Oblivion back in the day, and we went down there, Christoph and I, with $1 million in a briefcase. And we were told we weren't allowed to give Vladko the $1 million until he showed us a build of Oblivion.
Damn. Dude. Amanda Ovi, that's pretty cool M&A stories right here. G-Man is like, in a briefcase? Legend. Oh my god. Someone says humans work in 2 cores. Susan works in 32 cores. You're a new favorite of our show, I think. I mean, people are really liking this. People are really, really liking this. I'm loving this. I'm gonna play the other video. I should have played him before, but I'm gonna quickly play this other video you've got, and then I'm gonna ask you a couple last questions before I take off about Petaverse, what's up, what's next, and how people can get involved. Because clearly, you've made a lot of new fans this morning on the show.
Is this at video, or are we showing the big video?
The 30-second one, the Farouk vid.
Yeah. Okay. So should I say what this is first?
Yeah. Go on, please. Before I press play, please go on.
So nobody has ever, other than our team, seen this. This is a big deal. So within our legendary cats, there are 19 cats that haven't been built yet, and they're called our Black Label cats, and they are being assigned to folks. They are soul bound, so they're not meant to be about flipping value ever. They're really meant for folks out there who have been super influential to our project, who are part of our community, who are part of communities that I'm in. I hold an NFT in Rug Radio, so I consider that a community that matters to me. Another one that we're doing this with, Board Elon Musk is another person who's getting a Black Label cat. Darwin. So there's a handful of people. You are one of them, Farouk, and this is the first time anyone is seeing the unboxing video. Monday, everyone who bought a voucher will get the same custom video for their pet. They'll get to name their pet. You get to name this pet, Farouk. And you'll see its backstory. You'll see its backstory, which is based on its NFT characteristics. So this is it. This is the big video.
Ooh, sorry. Thank God this coffee mug I just dropped was empty. I got excited about the fucking cat. And I was like, this is my cat. And I almost, oh my God, I avoided crisis here mid-hosting all over my shit. All right. Well, then let's start and roll this cat video.
Hopefully it'll stream okay. But
it's streaming perfect. We're streaming very well here. Oh, you're not. That's my cat right there. Hell yeah. That's the Farouk cat. What are we calling it? Why are we calling it? What are we calling this cat? This is gonna be our son on the show. This is gonna be Mando Ovi and I's like GM Web3 cat. He's gonna be hanging out on the screen with us. Can he hang out on this YouTube on the live audio, on the live video?
You know what? We could make you guys one of the first to have access to the OBS integration, because it should work on YouTube just like it'll work.
Let's go.
I had a demo. One of our lead engineers, he had Bella up on screen during our Google Meet call. It's pretty fucking cool.
That's so funny. I think I saw a picture you posted about that as well.
But you got ferocious. I like that.
Someone said to call it ferocious.
You got a 2D card to go with it, which is the PFP that goes with it, and that tells you everything you want to know about the cat. The card tells you it's the fact that it's chaotic evil. It tells you what element it aligns with. It tells you a bunch of its characteristics. So all of this is in its metadata. Like the most important thing to point out here that I haven't really pointed out is that these pets have metadata that is changeable over time. And so you'll be able to bond with your pet. You'll be able to make an agile pet more agile. You'll be able to collect an inventory. And eventually you'll be able to update your PFP with the stuff that you collect for it. So you can, have a cool Prada hat or something that you collect. You will be able to name it. You'll be able to see it as a kitten. You'll be doing all this sort of stuff with it. And so NFTs become things that change over time, and you can add value to it before you sell it if you decide to sell it, and you'll be able to breed it. And we should totally talk here about breeding and the fact that Rug Radio is one of our first partners for breeding. So when we go to breed these, you will have to have a Genesis cat to do this. If you have a Rug Radio NFT, you will be able to have a special sire. And so we're going to get the Rug Radio genes into the gene pool of our cats for Gen 1. And we're going to do this with some other projects too. And this is what's important, is this is how we start to bring all these projects together, and we start to give everyone immediate utility, because that Rug Radio, new pet will be able to go into the Memetron, will be able to go on ChatGPT adventures, will be able to go into VR and all this stuff. And so, we're super excited about that. So it's a reason to have both when it comes time for breeding, basically.
I love that. This is super sick. And by the way, thank you for including Rug Radio and everything you do. And appreciate you being a holder of Rug Radio as well. I think this is super cool. I'm all about like collaborations. Been talking to a few founders a lot lately. But how do we make sure that our projects can like interoperate in a way that we can collaborate without necessarily like diluting audiences or holders, but without like also fucking with each other's ethos and what we're trying to build, but at the same time like build this thing together, because like, you know, we're in the echo chamber and like we got to make it out of it. And I think it's going to take a few projects, you know, lock in arms and like finding ways to like integrate, like how like we're doing Stubs together, like DGens and like Rug Radio, right? That's something we're putting out together, whether it's us like being part of your breeding or like, you know, some other projects collaborating on merch. I don't know, but it's just like, I think it's cool to see that. But that's the main question, Susan. I mean, you're talking about breeding, you're talking about Rug Radio being involved, you're talking about must own a Genesis cat, and you know, David 805, and a lot of the people in the audience, including myself, want to know, how do we get our hands on one of their Genesis cats?
So you can go to petaverse.com right now. We're in public mint. We said we're leaving the mint open and through reveal next week. Because look, I get it. A lot of people think nothing's coming. Like, despite the fact that I've been building for 2 years and in the game industry for 25.
That's it.
People still think it's a PFP project. And it's like, it is, but it's way more than that. And so, yeah, you can mint it now. You know, not a lot of people are reselling them, which is awesome, you know, in terms of on OpenSea. So it's great.
It's right there. I'm sharing the screen on petaverse.com.
Only there.
Yeah.
They don't go anywhere else. We've already had scam projects cropping up.
I'm sure. So I just put the link down in the YouTube myself. If you see Rug Radio tweet reply on YouTube, it's me. Because we have quite a few people on there as well, Susan, every day.
Yeah, and a couple of things that we decided to do for people who are jumping in early with this on the project is you will get at least a rare pet. We've removed the uncommon pets. So even though it's a 7777 collection, we're only releasing half of that right now. And so you will definitely get rare, epic, or legendary. If you buy 3 of the vouchers, we're giving you a 4th one free. And post mint, we're also going to be doing some airdrops of uncommon pets to get them out there too, and like give to your friends and get more people into the community. So we're kind of wrapping our arms around everyone who's getting involved now on this journey for us, and we'll be rewarding everyone in loads of different ways for getting involved early.
This is clean. I mean, I just went quickly while you were talking. I went to my like account, like I changed my name and like I created my thingy, and like I didn't need to like log in. Like I just connected via my MetaMask. Obviously it says I don't have any pets yet, but I'm about to own a pet. That's for sure. And so you can mint now. Like I could literally just mint one right now for 0.15.
Totally. Yeah.
So there is 3 different vouchers. Is that what it is?
You can buy up to 3 vouchers. Yeah. But you'll get
I see.
buy 3. Yeah.
I see. These are clean.
And when you come back, where it says your pets, you'll see, it's almost like MySpace back in the day. You'll see a page for your pet where you can name your pet. You can access all the assets right there that your pet owns. And you'll be able to jump straight into the Memetron app with your pet too.
I love that. If for our tax purposes, tick if you're a UK resident.
In the UK is a very contentious area for Web3 companies. They want to see effort made.
Damn, yeah. I actually, my team internally just told me some stuff about the UK last week. Why do you guys have to cause trouble, Mando Ovi? Call up Rishi. Tell Rishi, fuck, man. Like, just figure your shit out. You're muted, Mando. You're muted. Mando's probably like, I'm in Portugal.
I said I'm Portuguese through and through at this stage. Like,
Mando is the Portugal. I just minted mine.
OSF is finally like.
Awesome. Love it. I love it.
I just minted one. I just minted mine. I just minted mine right now live on the show.
Discord. We've got some awesome people in there. So if you're in our Discord, there's a collab land verification. We want people to tell us what the hell they want us to build next.
That's so cool. So I just minted it. So now I expect back massages on the weekly basis. I expect a token. I expect you to tell us every single day what you're doing, all 24-hour calendar, and you know, full access to you as a holder. Is that cool?
I basically do that. I actually have my kids telling me to take a day off. I'm in there 7 days a week. It's pretty bad.
I know you are, because you're literally grinding like fucking crazy, and you're on like a lot of different Twitter spaces, and you're out there and you're participating and you're replying and you come to events. You were at the Rug Radio event. I mean, I'm
doing it the hard way, Farouk. You know what? We could have bought our way to like a 10-second mint out, and instead it's like, fuck it. We're gonna build this the right way and give everyone time to learn and buy and get in, and then we're just going to knock this out of the park with the team that I've got working on this.
I literally have like on video, I'm showing people that I brought it back all the way from Paris. How do you open this shit? Hold on. Sorry. It's really well.
Oh, the poster. Yeah.
Ow, my teeth. Oh, sorry. Yeah. My mom told me all my life, don't use your teeth. And now
I'm gonna have some of these NFT New York when I come.
These are so funny. You're so good. Oh my god. Okay, you know how to speak to me. This looks like a Pepe cat, but you're so good at you're so good at nostalgia. That's something I've noticed with you. Like you're so like that's something they've said. Look at these posters. Look at the fucking posters. It says Nedge wants you for the Petaverse nearest recruiting station. And DJ. And you made these posters. Oh, I'm gonna put it on the floor here. Obviously, the classic like Obama, like yes, yeah, poster. So I'm at this stage. I'm a fan of Susan. I'm a fan of Susan. There you go. Look, Iku, the origin. And they're all cat posters. You're so funny. I mean, look at them. They're like it's like Petaverse introducing Bella. There's like 8 of them. Hold on. There's this one.
That's Bella.
There you go. There's Petaverse Network, a tiny rebel creation. And there's this one. They're so good. They're so good. Oh my god. And there's this one, lastly, which is hilarious as well. Petaverse presenting area. But again, like all of this. All right, let me make sure. Oh, I don't step up. I'm doing make sure I put them back well in the tube. Okay. So this anyways, point being, and I'm seeing we're fucking 12:30. But I have, point being, Susan, you're really good at this nostalgic stuff. You're really good at this brand building stuff. I mean, you've only been doing this for 25 years. And you're really actually good at building like property and product and platforms and games. Because again, you've only been doing this for 25 years. And so it's super cool to see. I mean, Susan, for our audience of Rug Radio, both on YouTube and on Twitter, I mean, any last words, anything you want to share with people? I mean, petaverse.com if you want to go mint. It's 0.15 ETH mint. Just so everyone's aware, you can mint up to 3. That's what you saw me do live on the video earlier. I mean, anything else you wanted to share with the audience?
No, I think that the biggest thing is that we really want the community involved. This is what this mint is always about. I don't want people who are coming in to flip NFTs. I know it's out there and that's part of the space, but really more than anything, we're trying to build something that you could pass on to your grandkids. Let that. This is something that will work on any blockchain, in any Unity-based game, like anywhere you want to take it and can grow with you. And in the future, when we all have AR glasses, and we are all going to have AR glasses, this is your digital companion. Mm-hmm. Like this is just the beginning of everything. And no, I'm super grateful to you for having me here, guys. I had a blast hanging out with you in Paris, had a blast here. And I'm just spreading the good word. I got an incredibly talented team, and all I am is their cheerleader, really. And, money raiser and amplifier. They're the ones doing the hard work. So I'm just, it's a privilege to be working with this team.
Hell yeah. I mean, thank you so much for being our partner today on the show. And I mean, you're definitely welcome when there's topics that you think you can give us your expertise on to come request to speak and join us on we're going to have to get you on the video stream at some point. That's for sure, Susan. But thank you so much. Thank you for the posters. I got to mint my thing. I'm super happy it was still available. So if anyone's curious, definitely go check out petaverse.com and follow Susan.
And we'll be dropping the Black Label cat to you next week.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're going to call it Ferocious, I think. It seems like that's what people were saying. But we're going to let the audience pick it. So if you guys in the audience put in the comments the different names, and we can play a game and just kind of name it and build on. So that's CUMMING, Cumming, SSI. So Cummings, Susan. So Cummings SI is the Twitter to follow. If you're listening on YouTube, definitely check it out. For the people that minted the fair stubs, those are fully minted out. 150. We got 150 owners, boys. 150 owners for 150 NFTs.
So good to see. That's really what we wanted.
Talk about a successful launch. I do want to give a big thank you to our partners for that. Fair. I mean, there are tech partners for that. They were our partners last month for the show, and that's what's up. And then we're aware that there was a $1 like platform fee, by the way. It's because Fair implemented that over the last week. It's just like Manifold. The only way for companies like Fair and Manifold usually to make money in this market is 1, to collaborate with a drop and get a percentage of these drops, or 2, to get a platform fee for every mint. Like a lot of people were wondering how Manifold makes money. It's like that. They have this $1 fee for each mint. And so that came into play into this, but it was just like we're not aware, whatnot. But it's all good. Fair being fair as usual because they're a great team and very quick to it. They didn't want to wait until the end of the show. They're already going ahead and they're going to reimburse like all the 150 people that $1 each. So you're going to get your $1. The gas fees, that's on that's on the network. That's on you. That's on ETH. This is what it is. It's there's
That's
always
you. That's you, Farouk.
That's me.
You said this is free.
Fuck Farouk. All my homies hate Farouk. And so, well, Isaac said it's already been reimbursed. Dude, these guys work fucking fast.
Am I right in saying I saw a 0.04 ETH bid already? So it's $75 bid if you were listening on the show. That looks like.
Well, that.
So for the 150 people that claim, it looks like it's a $75 bid.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Damn. Okay, well, that's a success in my eyes. And so, shout out to Fair though. I do want to give them a big thank you, a big shout out, big love for always coming through like that. So you already been refunded your $1 if you've partook in today's fair. And so we're gonna do it tomorrow again, another 150. So again, in the words of the great Mando,
100 tomorrow.
100 tomorrow. Sorry,
100 from now on.
Sorry, 100 from now. 100 from now on. Every single day. So anyways, so with that, that was a long show. Fuck, we went for 2 hours, but it was fun through and through, from Stubs to Sorare to Susan at the end. So it's absolutely amazing. So with that, I just want to make sure the bid thing is true. Let me see. I think there is already a bid on it. Yeah, there's a 0.04 WETH bid on the Stubs already. That's wild. Wow, that's really cool. But anyways, with that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Who do we have tomorrow morning? I know we have a guest tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Oh, we have Orcon coming on. That's gonna be fire. So tomorrow morning,
we have Rec Radio with Raul Paul tomorrow. Actually, during the Fed, we worked out that the show is going to be live during the Fed press conference. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Wow. That is wild. Someone just said I'm sending my $1 back. You guys are like, people love the fair because the fair team is fair. I mean, these are good people. Dude, this is cool. I love this space. We have the right team. We have the good people around us, and things are really rolling for the show. So I'm super happy. So, anyways, a big thank you again. I'm your new biggest fan, Susan. That's for sure. So big thank you again for partnering with us. Petaverse, shout out to Petaverse. Go on petaverse.com to claim yours for sure. Stubs team, Fair team, thank you for coming up. Katie, for explaining it as usual. Maybe we do another one Friday when you come up again, just explain a little bit. But there's going to be these things that we may even have a standalone, like at some point, show on Saturdays or Sundays where like Kevin will host something for people to help them through the burn and whatnot. So like we are going to have a lot of support for everyone with regards to Stubs. Any questions, any advice, anything you'd like to see us do, you can always feel free to interact with us. As you've seen live on this show, we troubleshoot very quick and we make things happen. Anyways, with that, also shout out to our partners, Sorare. Check them out, and join our league from next week. We're going to be competing. Okay, we're going to be competing. I'm going to be kicking your butts. Anyways, with that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time for another episode of Gem Web 3 on Rock Radio. Let's go.
And it's a beautiful day.
Oh, that was a long show.
Beautiful day.
No, just some
GM. On this beautiful day. Good morning to Web3 with Barocco, Sep, and Mando. Tuning live at 10:30. And it's all on Rock Radio.
Rock Radio.
It's a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. GM. Rock Radio.
And 1 second and broadcast.